Exactly. They're not missing anything yet. They haven't missed anything yet. So we're good. All right. Oops, 1 second, folks. Let me just quickly add some info here to the YouTube video, and then we're going to get back onto the Zoom screen here. So give me 1 sec, and we'll be ready. Okay, so we should be good. Close this and... All right, hello everyone. Let's get started. Let me hit record. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm so excited. My good friend Dipal Shah is back with us, and we're going to be talking about awakening your multisensory channels, breaking free from the empathic pain. And we're going to be discussing quite a bit, but just so you know, we're also going to be doing a process. We're also going to be taking some live caller questions. So please do, if you're live here on Zoom with us, please do raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat. And some of what we're going to talk about today is about how to discover how multisensory channels activated by life force energy hold the key to unlocking your body's hidden potential for healing and well-being. Explore how aligning multisensory channels with other energy systems can promote a state of energetic harmony, leading to increased vitality and health. Learn how intuition becomes a trusted guide on your healing journey when you tap into and activate your multisensory channels. Learn to notice when your body is signaling you that you are in low vibrational frequency and that it is time to shift. Receive practical insights and actionable steps to begin your own exploration of multisensory channels, empowering you to take charge of your healing and personal growth. We're going to be talking about creating new realities for any past life, childhood, present life, karmic experiences, and manifest new energies in your body for healing. And of course, Deepa is going to assist you through a powerful process of releasing emotional, physical, and mental pain. So all that and more, plus taking live caller questions. We're so excited. And if you are new to me, to my channel, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can view all the past shows, plus also all the current live shows and future shows. And it is my deepest desire, wish, and intention to bring forward to you these wonderful speakers who are here to share their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their techniques, their healing, activations, etc., so that we can all thrive and really create the life that we desire with so much joy and peace and love. So again, please join me in welcoming Dipal back to the show. Dipal, so glad you're here.
Oh, it is so wonderful to be here, Alara. It's been a while, and I'm just so grateful to be here again with you.
So, we are talking about something so interesting, so relevant, so it's going to be so much fun, I think, talking about what, multisensory channels, etc. It's like, for me, it feels like the gifts that we have within us that we sometimes don't even know that we have, or we don't even know how to access, right? So that we can thrive and we can have a better, greater life, right?
I agree. Multisensory channels, I discovered them some time ago as I was working with a lot of clients, and I just feel like we're not tapping into these channels the way we should be. And that's like the missing piece. And so I was so excited when you said, yes, let's talk about it. Because
absolutely fun.
Yeah, it not only ignites our intuition, but it also ignites healing for our body, especially if we're dealing with chronic health issues and stress. And there's so much chaos going on in the world, and just so much, now you're seeing all these, global warming and the weather, like right now, you said it's 75, and here it is too, 75 in North Carolina. But we've seen more storms and hurricanes and, just a lot of things happening on the planet that's also affecting us as empaths, right? And we're more sensitive to these energies, right? And so we have to learn to integrate not only as an earthly being, but a multidimensional, multisensory being, right?
Absolutely. And so we are going to be talking about multisensory channels, right? And how they can help us, I think in all levels of our being, right? But we were talking a little bit more about the health and the healing, right? And you have been on a healing journey of your own because you had some chronic health issues in the past, right? Even though you were in the pharmaceutical industry, but it was still you were having a hard time healing, and which, I totally get, I totally understand. But, so can you talk a little bit about your journey, and then how, if you had known about these multisensory channels in the past, how they could have helped you better, faster, easier kind of way?
Oh yeah, exactly. Here's what I just want to say before I even share my journey is that when you're ready, the information's going to come, right?
Right.
And so I don't feel like yes, I missed out on a little bit, but I feel like everything had its divine timing for me. And yes, would my life have been different if I knew about these channels? Of course it would have. See, I found myself heavily reliant on pharmaceuticals in my pursuit to better health because working in the industry, it just made it easily accessible. But while medications were providing some relief, they didn't really have all the answers for me. And I was constantly seeking medical advice, consulting numerous doctors, and just trying various supplements in hopes to improve my physical health. Because who doesn't want good physical health, right? We always go see a doctor or go do something, to go see a naturopath or a healer or find a resource when something is wrong with us, but not as a preventative method. And that is definitely something that I would highly recommend, because what I didn't realize at the time was that much of my health challenges were intertwined with my subconscious and the emotional well-being, something I was largely unaware of. I was in this relentless quest to find answers, not just for my physical health, but also for my emotional and mental aspects that were affecting me deeply, which I discovered later on when it was shown to me by energy healers. Because doctors aren't going to tell you these things, right? They're not going to say, hey, your lab work is it's not right, this count is off, your hormones are out of whack, and it's because of the trauma that you had when you were 10, right? Nobody's going to tell you that. And when you go to an energy healer, it's just a different experience. It's just so multidimensional and just magical, right? Because you're not only discovering under the layers and diving deep into the root causes of your problems, but also helping to heal what's showing up. And eventually I just reached a point where I decided to take a step back from my job. So I quit. It was a job that I loved. I thought I was going to be a manager. I was going to be high up in the position, and I just called it quits. And I listened to my own intuition. It did take me 2 years, but it was very loud at the end of that 2 years that, Dipal, you need to quit. But I didn't realize there was something bigger for me out there. And it really was a pivotal moment in my life. And so I began to do some searching for alternative approaches, and I stumbled upon energy healing. And I was just open to anything because I was so desperate. And I know a lot of you know, when you're desperate and now Google's available, I don't think Google was there at that time. And if it was, I definitely wasn't using it that much. But it's just something I had never considered before. And this really marked the beginning of a beautiful transformative journey for me, because now I literally know exactly what to do when my health or my body does something funky. Okay. And through energy healing, it was so beautiful because the right people came to me and I ran into the right people. And it just feels like it was energy healing just played a huge role in reclaiming my physical and mental health. And I started making choices that really aligned with my body's needs, regardless of what other people say. Because if you tell somebody that you've got this issue, oh, they'll be all over it. right? Like my mom, she's been dealing with something and she has gotten so much advice that she will keep following that rather than having discernment and listening to her intuition. And it drives me and my brother crazy because we're like, listen to your body. It has all the answers for you. Just take a moment. You don't even have to be quiet.
Yeah.
Just listen to your body because you have that access. But when there's all this other noise outside of you that speaks louder, you kind of shut that part of you down, right? And then one health issue becomes another health issue and another one. And now you got this domino effect. And now you're seeing all these other doctors and getting all these tests. And it's pointless because at the end of the day, you're coming down to the same conclusion of what it was in the beginning, right? That you just need to rest, right?
Yeah.
But what was perhaps like the most significant decision that led me to shift was really learning to heal myself and having the tools and techniques that I learned from my mentors. And, really how to go inwards and confront my pain from trauma. Because for me, I was sexually assaulted at the age of 10 and 11. And I had suppressed that for years. And I had always tried to avoid revisiting those painful memories, but I didn't realize that they were triggering me again and again, and that I had these horrible issues with anger and control. And it was like I was truly disconnected, even though I thought I was completely together and connected. But other people around me, especially my family, could see otherwise. And it's always this people outside of you that see someone different, something different. They feel your vibes, they feel your energy, and they could feel the anger that we hold. And as empaths, we do hold a lot of anger, right?
Yeah,
And I thought I was
absolutely.
happy. I really did think I was happy. And I thought everything, having a good job or having kids or shopping was bringing me happiness, but it really wasn't. I was destroyed. In my 30s, I finally got desperate to find the answers to heal myself. And I feel so blessed. And I thank all the people that came into my life. And this process wasn't easy. It takes years. And we continue to learn, right, Alara? I mean, you find that to be true, right? That every day is a new learning experience because it's not like things are just going to vanish, right? Even if you're on a spiritual journey or healing journey, it's not like things will go away, but we have the tools and techniques how to manage what's coming up. And that's what's important because as we're healing, our vibration goes up and we learn how to manage our energy better, and we recreate our story into alignment. We bring ourselves back into alignment. And that's what is true happiness. Really having the tools and techniques to bring yourself back into alignment and not going into a cycle and those old patterns, right? Those old karmic patterns. So that was my experience, but that's what got me to be here with all of you because, I wanted to learn to be more intuitive for my family and myself and learn to heal the body. But, I've been called to do more than just that and help the world become more intuitive with their body. And so I'm so grateful for this.
I love it. And I love how you shared your journey because, it's like we don't realize, or before we started doing energy healing work, we didn't know that all those experiences that we had as children, as teenagers, etc., were affecting our body. We thought, okay, it's an emotional thing because I remember being emotional, but how is it really affecting the body? The mental, like all parts of our being gets affected when we have trauma of some sort, right? So I just had an experience just a few days ago, right? Friday. And I was like shocked by it. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so then I asked myself, like, what is happening here? Because why am I reacting this way? And I realized it was, not just this one incident, but it was those past incidences that hadn't been fully healed that were coming up as triggers, right? But I was able to at least, using, my questioning and my, reflection and just really going deep within, be able to ask myself, what is going on here? Because I shouldn't care what people that don't know me say at all, right?
Right.
But it was I was devastated, and I was like, okay, what is this, right? So it's like all those wounds from the past that are not completely healed, they all came up right in my face, like, okay, I still have some work to do, right? And it's a journey, right? Healing our past, healing our present is a journey, and it can take time, like you said, right? It's not always one little thing like this, right? But
exactly. But what's beautiful, Alara, is that when we can change our reaction, right? Like you had a response, right? But you also changed your reaction maybe within an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 12 hours, whatever time it took. But you were able to change and shift the energy versus just saying, you know what, I'm just going to let it destroy me. Because that's what you would have probably done years ago.
In the past, absolutely. Like,
yes,
definitely.
And
days, weeks, months.
By. Yes.
But it's not like that now. Now I'm down to like an hour, so
exactly.
Right. So I can at least come back to center more quickly than I did in the past, right? And it's because we have the tools, right? And we are doing the inner work. So, but it was just shocking, it's like, oh my God, so it was like it was the freshest thing that happened.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. We do have to go through that, and we are like empathic, so we absorb that a lot quicker. Like we have feelings, right? And our feelings are very, very sensitive. So I completely understand.
Yeah. So, I did healing work for myself. I did healing work yesterday, and it's like, okay, it's all good. And now when I can look at it, it's like, I just send them love and blessings and compassion because they don't know, they don't know. So it's like, it's okay. It's their issue. It's not mine. So it's okay. So we've been talking about multisensory channels. We've been talking about intuition but the way that you are talking about multisensory channels and intuition is for healing, not just for knowing something, not for like a reading, but to help us to heal on some level so that we can thrive in our lives, right? So let's talk a little bit more about what are multisensory channels and how they play that role in the healing, because we all still need to do some healing work, right?
Definitely. So multisensory channels, I came to understand them after working with so many clients around the world. Since I listen to the body and hear what the body says, I can also see the energy, and I could see where it's stuck in the body, because all of my 8 flares are open. And yeah, some people that, they say 6th sense, but I say 8th sense because there's 8 senses. So I love the fact that I could get information through these 8 senses. And when I started to tune into the body, the cells really spoke to me specifically and showed me these little channels within the cells. So when I tapped into them more, I saw healings were really spectacular, where people were having their intuitive abilities come back. As we were doing their healings, they would start feeling things, seeing things, especially people would be like, oh yeah, I never feel anything. And then when I'd ask them during the healing, they're like, oh wow, that's never happened before. I actually feel my guides or see my guides or can connect with them. And I see my mom from the other side, their loved ones, or I can feel the energy moving through my body. And so these, they were not just feeling things, but their body was physically shifting and they were starting to feel better. So it was a connection like never before, right? And these channels are like these intricate yet often overlooked communication pathways, basically, within the cells of our body. They play this profound role in shaping our health, happiness, and overall well-being. So here's what I want you to imagine, okay, is your body as a vast orchestra with each cell representing an instrument. And these cells are programmed to perform a symphony of essential tasks, from detoxification to regulating hormones, sleep patterns, insulin levels, even our emotional state. These functions are designed to keep us in a state of balance and alignment. However, in our journey through life, we can inadvertently reprogram these multisensory channels through our cells. This reprogramming often occurs due to our experiences, especially as a child before the age of 14. Now, do you recall things before the age of 14? There were so many things that you can recall, but you're going to recall more of the negative things that your mom or dad said, things that happened to you in school, things that happened at home, the fights, the bullying, anything, the alcoholism, whatever it is. And when this happens, and I can feel everyone's energies right now, but it's bringing up stuff for you, and it's okay. Just allow yourself to let go. Okay. But when this happens, the once harmonious orchestra can fall out of tune, leading to a commotion of health issues and imbalances in the body and the mind. And that's where they become disconnected at some point. So the channels, they're trying to help you. They try to give you information and feed you and try to tell you what to do and send messages because they're very connected to the divine energies and that intuition. But when you didn't listen and all these things started to get out of balance because you were no longer in alignment. And it's like you feel separated sometimes from the head and the body and the limbs. Sometimes you're like, what is happening? Why do I feel so out of balance, out of body? Well, it's because you have reprogrammed those multisensory channels over time. And at the heart of this cellular communication system, it lies this vast knowledge. But when that knowledge gets bombarded with so much energy and so much accumulation, it stops to receive, it stops to interpret, it stops to transmit the information necessary, right? We're always going to be taking in information from our external environment. But then what happens is that we make it an internal chaos. And so that our subconscious plays a bigger role than our consciousness does. Even though we know on a conscious level, hey, this is what I should be doing. I should be meditating. I should be journaling. I should be, rewording my negative thoughts, right? But we don't do that. We don't take the time to do that because these programs run so fast. But you can do it. And I'm going to show you exactly how, because I've shown so many people exactly how to do this. Now, I remember, I'll never forget working with a client who had uncontrollable high blood pressure. She had eye problems, teeth decaying, and a lot of anxiety. And she had been through a lot of trauma. And in her life, she had lost her mom, her sister. When she was very young, her father was an alcoholic and abusive towards her mom. And she saw all of this. It was imprinted in her cells. And those multisensory channels became blocked because as an adult, she held on to these energies of what she had seen, what she had been through, the emotional entanglement. And she was so scared when she came to me because she felt alone and afraid because of what her future holds for her health. And she had seen many doctors and taken many medications. But during the session, she could see that her trauma was from another lifetime replaying again in the same way. And this woman never receives messages. So this was a new experience for her, which is what happens when you start working with these channels. And we were able to heal her past life, the 4 karmas that she was holding on to, and really creating this beautiful life for her to move forward. And we discovered something really incredible, that her blood pressure was a cause of pre-diabetes from the ancestors. And that the lab work, even though it never showed that she was diabetic, we were doing a preventative healing. And she had finally felt like this huge relief from what she was holding on to. And she began to feel more confident and certain, but mostly hopeful in making decisions about her own health, because she stopped going to the doctors and being put on medication that she did not need for her body. And I know that feeling, because I'm sure if you look in your closet, half the bottles in there are full or half empty. And I'm not saying you don't need to go to the doctor, you don't need to get lab work. But when you're not finding the answers and when you're not healing, there's something underlying this, and we have to dive deeper, right? So that's what multisensory channels do. That's what they are, and that's how they affect us.
So I just want to say thank you for sharing that story, because as we were talking earlier about the multisensory channels, I was going to ask the question of, okay, so these multisensory channels, they become clogged, disconnected, become disharmonious in this lifetime, but are they also being affected by past lifetimes and obviously by ancestors as well, right? The ancestral lineages as well, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They're connected to our karma. Like, they have this amazing connection to all of our stories, because if they're connected to our higher self and our soul and our spirit, all the stories reside in these channels. But so do all of our health problems. So does all of our emotions and thoughts and beliefs. Like these, that's why the cells expand so much. So I've had people who have been on a weight loss journey and they can't lose the weight, and they do everything, right? From eating right, going on diet after diet, doing all kinds of fasting, but nothing shifts. And it's because these multisensory channels, they're like, that's not what I need, right? What I need is for you to dive deeper, because what they do is the cells expand as the multisensory channels fill up with all this information. It expands the cell, and the cells the fatty tissue start to get bigger. And it has no room for movement in our body. So now you've got basically clots of stuff in the body. You've got inflammation. You've got hormones that are going out of whack. I mean, all kinds of things are going to start to show up. And so what's happening is that once you start to pull things out and let the prana flow through the multisensory channels, it's going to start to work with the outside of the cell, like within other parts of the cell, because, those cells have multiple different parts, right? It's not just a cell. The cell is made up of all kinds of things. And so it starts to say, hey, all right, now there's light coming through. There's a gap, there's a quantum field within this that's opening up, and this light that's beaming, that's blasting through these old energies, and now we're healing. And so all this information goes out to all the other cells saying, okay, it's time to heal. And I'll start to work together because, they're connected to all the other systems in our body, right? These channels are interconnected with our body, not only each other, like all the cells, but also all the other energetic systems. Okay, so that includes the nadis, and maybe you've heard of some of these, and maybe you haven't, but meridians, the chakras, the hara line, and of course our energy field that surrounds us. And I work very closely with these energy systems, each one of these, and have helped so many clients in tremendous ways in connecting with their body and bringing forth healing. And so we have to work through these multisensory channels because they are the tools to help us heal. They have the tools within us to help us heal. They are very abundant in many, many ways. And, you know, every day as I work with clients, I discover more and more. So it's a really fun topic for me, as you can see.
I love it. And I love hearing stories of transformation, stories of healing, stories of change, you know, from clients, from people who have experienced the healing with you, etc. And so what's important for me is to recognize sometimes people don't realize that they need this type of healing. They're like, oh no, it'll be okay. It's just stress, you know. I'll be fine. Just, you know, just let me get through this one crisis. I'm like that. Okay, so I'm talking about me, right? So
yes,
I'm talking about me. So, you know, this year has been quite stressful. The 3 years have been quite stressful, and I realized this year that I started to have some physical stuff going on. I told you about it, right? But when I went to the doctors and everything, it's like, you know, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. It's like, all right, it's just stress. So I need to make some changes in my life, right? So yes, doing more of the healing work, but also making practical changes in my life, right?
Yes.
So so both are necessary. As far as you know, for me, it's you do the energetic, right? You do the emotional healing, mental healing, etc. But you also do make changes in the physical reality as well.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up because every time I get on the phone with a client, I tell them, I warn them, I'm like, listen, I'm here to help you. I'm here to hold that space for you. But you also have to do the things that I give you on a physical level to help shift and transform quicker, because that's how, like, whatever information I get from my guides and the body, because I work with a team of guides, right? Ascended masters, gurus, as well as angels, and they've always been working through me. And for me to just go in and say, okay, energy healing will do it all for you, and that you don't need to do anything else, I would be lying to somebody, and that's not me. And so if you want to shift, if you want to make quick healing transformations, we have to work together and do both. And you have to be open to doing the work, right? Nothing will shift in our lives if we don't do both. It's so important because it's a resource. Right? The energy part is a resource. The practical part is a resource. And we have to use these resources that we have and that we are given by others to really make things happen for our body and make the changes. Because, you know, when I was going through my digestive issues, I mean, it was horrible. I was having endoscopies. I was having surgeries. They almost took my gallbladder out. And a lot of you guys know this story, but, you know, then I ended up with kidney stones later down the years. Then I ended up with rosacea. I mean, you could see everything is lining up in a way that is telling me that my body is out of alignment. And so when I started to do all this energy healing work, that's when I saw it starting to change. But I started doing yoga. I started doing more of my breathing exercises and toning exercises to help clear the energies. but I also started making changes, practical changes in my life and eating right. Because what I noticed is that I wasn't eating the right foods. And so I got a coach, I got somebody to help me transform my body. And I'm on this journey right now, right? We're always going to be on a journey. And we have to go with the flow. And right now I'm on this journey where I'm transforming my health and my body. And I've gone from 114 pounds to 101. And I feel amazing in the last 18 weeks.
Wow. Good for you.
So,
Wow.
yeah. And it's amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, I look back and I'm like, wow, I was relying just on energy healing and not making the practical changes. And I know better, right? We know better, like you said, Alara. But you do have to integrate both for sure.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't talk about that. That's why, I guess it just came out. And it was like,
thank you. It was meant to. It definitely was meant to.
So we have a lot of people with their hands raised. So do you want to, do you want to take some questions and then we'll come back and chat some more and all that fun stuff? Because a lot of stuff, discussion also comes out through the questions, right?
Of course. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Fahad, I hope I'm saying your name properly, Fahad.
Yes, hi.
Hi. What's your question for Dipal?
Yes. I noticed you mentioned a lot about the stress, and I have a feeling that this the heart issue and the nerve issue might be connected. So I feel like just maybe like discontentment or from the trauma is causing a lot of like how do you say, like repercussions, like like a domino effect thing going on. So I just wondered if she could tune in to see if it's my nerves really, or is it the heart? Which one is the catalyst?
Yeah. So when I go into your body, it's telling me 50-50. Like it's showing me that it's both. Okay. And it's building up anxiety. Are you prone to anxiety?
Not that I am, but just the issues have become stronger.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm resisting, but I think the body is reacting to the stress level.
Exactly. So when I look at your multisensory channels, I'll tell you exactly how much they're blocked at this time. And I'm getting 67%. And that's why you're feeling what you're feeling. Okay. Now, we don't want them more than 20%. Okay. We don't have them blocked. And I'd say even less, but I'll give it 20%, 2025. Okay. And that's a little normal, but 67%, there's a block in your nervous system. So it's what's happening is that the vertebrae, like I feel you're kind of like the leaning tower of is it Pisa in Italy?
Yes, it is.
Right? So it's like you're kind of like, if you really look, your left hip might be higher than your right, and your right shoulder might be lower. So you could look in the mirror and you'll see this, okay? Because it's really having an impact on the right side of your heart, but also the right side of your body. And it's weighing you down, right? So let's tip the scale, okay? So let's make it even. So I'm going to work through your spine. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay. So there's these multisensory channels in the spine, right? Because they're all over the body. All 37.2 trillion cells of our body have multisensory channels. So if I'm working in a specific part of your body, it's because I'm working through those, okay? And if anyone else can relate to Fahad, you can be open to receiving just by being open, okay? I receive, just say I receive. So just take a nice deep breath in, Fahad. And do you normally feel energy when you're getting energy healing done?
Many times I do, yeah.
Perfect. All right, so you might feel some sensations. I just want you to breathe in Take a nice deep breath in. And then just release however you'd like to release, whether through your nose or through your mouth, either way. Okay, feel the energy running up and down your spine. You might see a color of light. Notice what color that is. Whatever color comes to you.
Should I say it?
Yep, please say it.
It's kind of like a light purple.
Beautiful. Good. So this, I'm just showing you how you could be intuitive as well, okay? So as you see, feel the blocks, okay? Just feel into your own spine and feel the blocks. How many blocks do you see?
I'm looking, but I'm being
Whatever number
told.
comes to you.
I'm being told to say just 3. I can't feel it
Perfect.
right now. I'm
Nope.
just being told that it could be 3, but I have
Perfect.
no way of like telling because I'm not physically feeling what's going on yet.
It's okay. So you're correct. All right. So that's exactly what I'm releasing. I'm literally like turning knobs. Okay. All right. But I want you to notice, how does your heart feel? And are things starting to settle down? And do you feel that resistance just shifting out? Just letting go, because you stressing isn't going to make things better. Right? We know whatever is going to happen is going to take place. But I want you to say, all is well.
All is well.
And breathe that in. All is well. Feel your spine just realigning. Do you feel
I feel my neck going backwards.
Yeah, perfect. Because there's a torsion in your pelvis. Okay, so we could work on that, together. But for now, I just want you to work with this energy. And I'm just going to wrap your spine up in a beautiful bubble of light. And just let that energy run for the rest of our time today, okay?
Sure thing. Thank you. And what is the color of the energy of light? What is that color you see?
So you saw the purple, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that purple is actually dissolving it's like an ultraviolet light. And so it dissolves all the imprints and all the stuff out that doesn't belong there, all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs out of the multisensory channels along your spine.
Yes.
So we were running that up and down. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Alara. Thank you, Dipal.
Yeah, you're
Awesome. Thank you, Fahad.
Of course.
And so one thing, just really quickly for Fahad and anybody else, sometimes you're not going to see, you're not going to feel, but you might just get a number, right? So like when we were doing this, Fahad got 3. So trust that message. That is a message that you're getting. It's 3. I got 7 for myself, to be honest, right? So it's like first number, whatever comes, right?
Well,
Let
some
it come.
people get millions and thousands and hundreds. Yeah. So you go with the first number, and that's how I teach people, like, be intuitive. Don't second guess whatever number that comes up, even if it sounds crazy, right?
Exactly.
Just go with it.
Yeah, exactly. And just trust. All right, Cindy, you have your hand raised. So that was fun. Thank you.
Yes. Hi. Hello, Laura. And hi, Dipal. Cindy.
Hi.
I've done many workshops with Dipal.
How are you?
Awesome.
I am doing okay. Thank you. I think I'm doing okay. I'm wondering, how can we tell if our multisensory channels are clogged or interfered, blocked?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because there are certain challenges that you will notice that you face when they are not open, right? And there's a way to become aware of them. So let's say, let me ask you guys a question, okay? And this is for you and everyone else, right? Like, have you ever like felt like you're in a place where everything feels challenging and you wake up in the morning and mornings are just dreadful, like you don't really want to see daylight? You just don't feel motivated to do anything. Maybe you just feel hopeless and lost. And, you know, I know what happens with empaths is we tend to clutter up our space, right? We don't want to clean. We don't want to, we hoard things sometimes. But what we really hoard is our minds, you know, with a lot of mind chattering. So what has happened is that you've hit like maybe even a plateau and you don't know how to get out of it, right? And you feel hopeless. So we all want to evolve and shift our health, but sometimes we just don't know the recipe. And when these multi-sensory channels are open and they're flowing freely, the body can access its capacity to really heal and really clean out any low vibrations that it senses. Okay, even the smallest blocks through the chakras, through any other part of your body, it will cleanse all of that. And these energies that stem from, you know, unresolved emotions, and we've been talking about layers and layers of stories and negative thought patterns and not living in purpose, you will see that the multisensory channels get blocked and all kinds of health issues can start happening from there. And so whether, I mean, I've had people who have come to me with cancer, with thyroid issues, with toenail fungus. I mean, anything and everything that you can imagine out there that is possible for this human body to take on as dis-ease can happen. Migraines and headaches, I deal with a lot of those with people. So what's going on with you, Cindy, that you're concerned about?
I've been trying to go through a transformation with my health, trying to be on a healthier track. And I'm just wondering, maybe if you sense anything that might be blocking my ability to prosper in health.
Yeah, you're not trusting the process and you're self-sabotaging it. Because you're allowing fear to come through really strong. Like you're in your little bubble, like a comfort bubble, right? But there's some changes you're afraid to make that are blocking you from really transforming. And in about the next 6 months, it's going to shift for you if you if you listen to your body, if that makes sense. If you just be open to saying, okay, what is it that I need today? What is it that we need to do today? What do you need from me, body? What kind of transformation are you looking for?
Just to be in better health and to lower my blood pressure naturally without having to take any medications, and just to find more joy in my life, happiness, and just be on a better diet program. And that's what I've been working on.
So that's what I'm getting. But I definitely can see that the multisensory channels, where it's taking me is your brain and the 6th and 7th chakras.
I was going to ask you about that. My brain and heart connection, are they in the right flow?
So I'm getting the heart is so when I look at the heart, when somebody tells me to look at the heart, I look above the heart. I work with the thymus because that's the one that's connected to your higher self. It's not that your heart hurts, right? Of course, the physical heart is holding some pain and grief and all that stuff, right? and that can be healed. But what's happening is that connection to your higher self, which is that thymus, that's where the blockage is. That's a blockage. You're coming in from another lifetime because you're like, okay, I have a purpose. Right now, your purpose is to transform your body and rid the medication that you're on, get your heart feeling better. But what we need to do is really dive into the brain to help your heart, as you know, that thymus. Okay. So there's a connection right above the brain, which I'm going to work on. Okay. And let me know how you feel. Okay. As I
Thank
work.
you.
Now, I like to use light language sometimes when I do healing or toning, and you may or may not know that, but if you hear me speaking in light language, it's because it's coming through, okay? And just be open to receiving, guys, okay?
Yes, I am open to receive. Thank you.
Aki ami ari kiti ushunuku urukutiki atiki ishiki itiki anaka ah. You won't allow yourself to feel the joy. You feel you don't deserve the joy, Cindy. There's a part of you, the subconscious part, like 79% of your subconscious is playing a role in joy, in saying, okay, I don't know if I deserve it or am I willing to receive it? So maybe I'm just going to stay in this tune, this other orchestra that I'm in. So there's kind of like a battle going on within the mind. Okay. So we're just going to work with that. But it's, we're working from the top and into the brain and recalibrating both sides of the brain. You might feel some pressure. Tell me what you're feeling. You might see a light, a symbol. You might see a color flashing. You might hear a voice, whatever you're hearing, seeing, feeling, let me know.
I just saw a red flash.
Beautiful.
Like a fire element.
What'd you say?
Like a fire element of some kind.
Yeah. So there's a lot of fire going on in your body. Okay. A lot of fire, a lot of vata. Okay. And pitta. So we're just working with that energy. Those are the elements. Your elements are a little bit off, but we're going to recalibrate those too. Let me know what's happening. What are you sensing?
I'm feeling some heat in my head.
Yeah.
Some shifting going on.
See that steam just coming out. Let it all go, because within that steam is all the frustration, because you've been doing this for a while and you're tired, you're getting hopeless, but you still have a huge sense of hope. That's why you're here. So, yes. So you know that there's something on the other side. So let's bring that light in. Recalibrating the 6th and 7th multisensory channels in the 6th and 7th chakra. Beautiful. And we want to bring the joy and hope and motivation back. Right? That's what we need. It's hard to wake up sometimes in the morning and be motivated to do anything practical, right? And we're hoping it's just going to go. It's just going to shift somehow. But I really want you to really to bring about more joy into your life. I want you to actually wake up in the morning and say, how can I bring more joy into my life today than I did yesterday? That's one thing you can do.
I agree. I've been working on that. And I wake up just being grateful for everything in my life and grateful for everything that we've been blessed with. And I try to come from a sense of gratitude all the time as well.
And you seem like I mean, you look beautiful. You look amazing. You look like you're vibrating at this amazing, powerful level. Like you're so open, your energy's so expanded, but just be careful, because as an empath, you are allowing other energies to come into your field and impact you at times. So you're going to have this roller coaster of emotions. Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And you look beautiful and lovely as well with your transformation. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
great
you.
seeing you.
Same here, Cindy.
Thank you and take care. Blessings to everyone.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
And thank you for asking that question, because I was just about to ask that question and then you asked it for me. So it's like, awesome, she's doing my job. She's like, what question? I don't remember the question, but yes. All right. So we still have people with their hands raised, but I do want to ask a question really quickly. And it is about how can we tap into and activate our multisensory channels so that we can heal those chronic health issues, but also, the stress that we may be going under, the overwhelm, the chaos that we were talking about earlier, right? How can we start to do that on our own as well? I know, like you just mentioned for Cindy about, the joy every morning, right? And that's huge. And gratitude, of course, is huge. But what else can we do?
Yeah. So if you want to heal anything that's happening in your body or outside of you, like whatever's happening on the inside, remember whatever's happening on the outside is also happening on the inside. So recognize that. But here's what we need to do. Your perception must change about your body, your health, your own innate abilities to heal. We have so many perceptions which create limiting beliefs or are created by limiting beliefs. And so we kind of stop that process from really going full blown and having fun with it. Okay? Energy is fun. Shifting our body should be fun. And so your perceptions are like the leading cause of your discomfort within your body and the mind, and creating these emotional entanglements. And you're entangled in so many emotions. Of course, we don't recognize every single emotion every nanosecond, right? We're having an emotion, but you're not going to recognize it until it becomes really low in vibration and it's bringing you down. And now you're feeling sad, depressed. You think it's the weather, Mercury retrograde. You think it's the planets, the cosmos out of alignment. And sure, there's a small part that plays a role, but you're entangled in the emotions of what's happening in your life or what has happened in your life. And so we have to slowly shift this vibration and get you back into alignment. Now, don't be afraid to ask questions to your body, right? We need to come in alignment by asking questions. Treat your body like a child. Don't be afraid to heal. And don't be afraid to create boundaries as an empath. Don't be afraid to feel more love. It's not selfish. Don't be afraid to step away from something that doesn't feel comfortable. We don't often do that, right? We just keep pushing through things in life and certain circumstances, but we don't have to. And I want you to step into your power of healing, inviting abundance, resilience, vitality, and really unite with your own healing abilities. There's no limitations or boundaries to shift in your perception. Even if you think your life circumstances can't get any better or your body can't get the results you want, everything is based on your current observation of your perceived reality or childhood assessment, where your energy is currently vibrating. And so we got to pull you out of that, because how long can you really hold on to this? Because you have this desire for this higher frequency, but you keep going back. And so what I'm guided to do right now, Alara, is maybe walk everyone through a process to really show you how you can shift all of this. Is that okay?
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, awesome. So Just take a nice deep breath in and out. As we go through this mini process, if you're driving, either pull over or do it later. But just sit here for just a moment. As we tap into and activate your multisensory channels, allowing you to feel your own energies and start healing within your body. I'm going to warn you that these energies are powerful and they will start activating your super abilities and healing. But whatever you feel, there's a lot more where this comes from. And I want you to close your eyes. And if you're sitting, I want you to actually stand up. And as you stand, your eyes are closed, and I want you to close your fists. And as you close your fist, and you kind of hold them tight, not too tight, but medium tight, notice how much energy is constricted within your multisensory channels. Throughout your body, notice any tightness, uneasiness. It doesn't feel so good. Maybe your solar plexus feels tight, or your feet hurt, or your stomach doesn't feel so good. So what we're going to do is this rhythmic breathing. And I want you to listen to how I breathe, and then you can do it. Okay? Because this rhythmic breathing exercise is one of the most powerful exercises to help you tap into your multisensory channels within the subatomic layers of your consciousness, to ignite that consciousness and say, world, here I am. So go ahead and set your intention for what it is you want to heal right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in 2 breaths and breathe out 2 breaths through your nose, making sure that your belly is expanding when you breathe in and completely going in when you breathe out. Now, we will do it for just a moment, but this is how you're going to move that breath. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Follow that rhythm. Continue doing it for just 3 more times, and then you can stop. Now take your hands and release the fists open, opening them up facing downwards. And take that nice last breath in and out just normally. And your hands should be vibrating right now. You might feel some sweating in your back. You might feel some heat through your body, or you might actually feel some coolness, some lightness. And now go ahead and sit down. Move your neck. You might have some snap, crackle, pop. Notice how calm, grounded, whole you feel right now. Notice how the energy is moving through your body. Notice if any pain or emotion or uneasiness has left your body. And as you open your eyes, just breathe in and out and let us know how you're doing. This is a mini process, and you will have an opportunity to work together for 6 hours. So just take in this mini process right now and just notice how you feel. Let us know what's going on, how you're feeling.
Oh, wow. I was that was awesome. I started yawning before you started doing the process, but then after the process, for me, I felt much more energized, if that's possible. Still, there's still, it's weird, energized, yet there's still that a little bit of yawning going on.
And it's okay, right? That yawning is just you releasing some more of that energy that's built up in the system, in the channels. So it's a great when you yawn or cough or cry or however your body wants to release, because all of our bodies are going to react differently. I remember when I started doing energy work and I would just cough constantly. And I had to learn how to not take on other people's energy or, decipher which one's mine and which one's somebody else's, because I was coughing nonstop and it would really, it was becoming too much where it was disturb other people, right? Mm-hmm. Yawning is fine. Nobody's going to hear you yawn unless you're like, oh, but, with the coughing, it was very distracting. And so over time, the more I practiced the work, the more I saw that I wasn't holding on to so much energy anymore. And you'll see that you'll start to release in a different way, right? So yeah, I yawn sometimes too, and it's a great thing.
So there's some comments in the chat from folks. So Cindy says, thank you so much for this process and the beautiful clearing and balance to my brain and body as well as a reminder to find more joy in my life, feeling so much more grounded and filled with great vitality. Awesome. Lori says, hands still tingling, hands on the earth. Awesome. Yeah, so that was one of the things I noticed too, is definitely the hands tingling.
Oh, yeah.
And Kathy said, that was great. I love breath work. So relaxing. Thank you. And Shamina says, I am yawning after, and that's okay. Like Dipal just said, it's okay to be yawning afterwards. And the thing is, before you started doing the breathing process, I'm like, I had a feeling that was the breathing process you were going to do. I don't know why or how. But it's like, it just came to me. It's like, okay, she's going to do that. And it's like, okay, how did I know that? Right. So I love
it. Your intuition is like spot on today, Alara. And I'm sure it always is, but because I'm with you, I'm,
Exactly. It's working. Pippa says, thanks for that. Feeling ice cold and my throat feels clear and feeling energized. Awesome. Yeah. And so, I usually normally feel hot. So sometimes when I feel ice cold, it does happen. I know it's, again, just shifting of energies, right? Things moving and shifting. And she said, my throat feels clear and I'm feeling a lot of stuff in my throat. So there's still stuff going on.
And you know what, whatever you're feeling is going to pass through. Just notice how soon it passes through or how long it takes, because that's what's interesting is how long does it really take our body to clear something, right? It's quite interesting because for me, it used to take longer. And now when you start vibrating at a higher frequency, it takes shorter amount of time. So just start noticing these things, because even when you think that you're not healing, you're moving one step forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that we tend not to recognize the small changes or the small steps that we are actually making. And we're looking for these big transformations, but those big transformations happen over time. It's with those little transformations that you experience on a regular basis. That's how real transformation happens. So change is always happening. And you know, like people always say, that nothing is changing. I'm stuck. It's like, you're never stuck. Things are always changing. Energy is always moving. So it's like, just recognize the change, right? Of some sort. So even as I'm speaking now, my throat is starting to like calm down, you know, it's starting to settle, right? So it's not as activated as it was 2 minutes ago.
Yep. And you'll notice certain things got activated, like as we worked through the multisensory channels and did that little exercise, you'll notice something got activated. And for you, it was your throat. And I feel like for many people, it would be their throat, because as empaths, you don't really speak up much, or you don't like confrontation, or you weren't allowed to speak up. And so we still have that hiding in the multisensory channels. And if your throat is acting up, maybe that's something that needs to be addressed. So I want you guys to really think about that as Alara is bringing that up. So thanks, Alara.
And I found for myself also too, like my head is clearer, you know, like I can definitely feel a difference in my headspace. It's so much clearer. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, when you see like a still lake, you know, that type of stillness. It's like, it's very clear and very still, which is, you know, a welcome change.
And you need that right now with everything you've got going on.
Exactly. I love it. It's like, oh, this is great. Okay. So I know that, you know, there's more people with their hands raised, but we can, I want to take a moment and talk about the offer as well that you have for us this time. And then we'll come back and see if we can take one or two more questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, that would be great.
Because, you know, you know, people always have wonderful questions, and it's always brings out so much more different processes, different experiences, just different energies, etc. So I'm just going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to share my screen, and I think it's this one. All right. So the special offer that Dipal has for us today is a live 3-day intuition immersion. And so I'm just going to click on the link here. I should have tried this beforehand, but I just thought it would work anyways. All right. So Dipal, do you want to talk a little bit about it? They can obviously, you know, they'll see what's on the page, but this to me looks like a really powerful program that is going to be helpful for so many of us.
Yes, it is. And, you know, I created this program with the help of my guides. And, you know, the reason I did that is because I want you to know that I see you and I understand you. You're not just an empath, you are highly intuitive, and you have experienced trauma that you are suffering from. You have pain that maybe no one else recognizes and that you keep to yourself. What you are going through is not easy. And in this life that you're trying to live and be free and trying to attain that enlightenment, it feels like it's not sustainable, right? It's not going to happen. And I promise you it is, because I know that health is your number one concern right now, and you want to heal. And that's why I created this offer, just for you to give you back health and happiness and help you open the door to a new realm of well-being, where dreams are no longer distant hopes, but actually tangible realities. And I know with this program that I have set up just for you, that you're going to evolve and transform in so many ways that you never imagined. You're going to heal your trauma. You're going to heal your past. You're going to heal your childhood experiences. You're going to be able to cut cords and finally take back what you truly deserve in life and take back your power. You're going to feel more in your body and grounded every day. You're going to live your life the way you have always wanted. Maybe you feel like you can't trust yourself right now. And I want to really, really tell you that you will learn to trust yourself with this program that I have created for you. And I want to invite you into the experience of deeper healing so that you can start trusting and healing and even being more intuitive and have a better relationship with your body. So the link, if you want to follow the link, Alara, did you put the link in the chat?
I can. Hold on.
That would be great. It's anandaforlife.com/intuition immersion. Okay, Ananda, the number 4life.com/intuition immersion. And I want you to come play with me, where I will share with you what took me 40 years. I will show you in 3 days. I will guide you with a step-by-step process to healing your body fast, help you gain more clarity with an issue you have right now, start healing it right on the spot, align with your truth, understand how to recognize the sign and synchronicities that your body is showing you, how to listen to your body, why your body might be screaming certain emotions, and how to speak to your body. I'll also share with you breathing techniques to move energy through the multisensory channels. You'll be more confident than you ever have. You're going to stop all that self-sabotage and overcome self-doubt. But most of all, you're going to let go the fear of healing. And you're going to give yourself permission and find a new sense of mind-body connection with your multiple senses activated. I want to guide you and give you a purpose, meaning, and passion to how you dictate your life. And when you kickstart your intuition, you'll see that your life changes right in front of your eyes. Your responses to triggers start to shift, and you actually start healing your body with the tools and techniques that I will provide for you over the 3 days. And whether you're new or already have been doing energy healing, you'll walk away with a new profound knowledge that you can practice anywhere, anytime, and see fast results. So as you come play with me in the quantum field, I invite you to click on the button for the 3-day intuitive kickstart immersion. You're going to receive the 3 days, 2 hours each day, a total of 6 hours of myself, as well as 3 other healers over 3-day period. So the first day, what we're going to do is we're going to get dirty and deep and dive right into your fears, beliefs, and purpose. And the second day, this day, we're going to shift into learning the step-by-step process that I have for you to heal. And the third day, we're going to spend some time, a lot of time, practicing and activating your new healing abilities. And you're going to see the shifts that you've already made over the last 2 days. Now, I am a healer that gives nothing less, always more. So you will get all of me, and I promise you that. Everyone who has ever attended any of my courses, workshops, masterclasses, I give more than what I put on paper. Okay? So what you see in there, you're going to get probably 10 times more. All right? Because that's just how I work. I care so much about where you are, who you are, and where you want to go. And you're also going to receive these amazing bonuses that are available for the next 72 hours. These bonuses are: find out who your 2 guides are in your life right now. You're also going to receive free access to the Third Eye, Ajna Chakra, and Pineal Gland workshop that's happening October 13. You're also going to get remote healing for 10 days. So set your intention as soon as you register, and that remote healing will start with myself and the guides. So that's 10 days of that. That has to happen. You'll receive those bonuses in the next 72 hours if you sign up within that period of time. And this workshop is for anyone who wants to heal, who wants to have more confidence and trust with their body, who wants to take their energy, abilities, and healing to another level. And whether you're seasoned or this is something new for you, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to guide you every step of the way. And if you look at some of the testimonials, so many people have discovered a profound sense of joy, which Cindy had mentioned earlier, right? She wanted more joy in her life. And here Lisa mentions that. Then Linda says, I can't express how grateful I am. It's been a revelation, and the knowledge and practices that have been shared improved my physical and emotional health. And you can read all of these testimonials that are on that page, because you'll see that there's physical healing happening, because I'm opening up and creating downloads so that you could have those downloads to healing, right? They are those health downloads. We're opening up those multisensory channels to expand your knowledge, to expand your energy, your frequency, and allow that space and that gap of healing. And so let's go to the quantum level and really just play in this field, because I'm very, very excited about this program. And, you know, some of the greatest shifts that I've seen come from a program like this that I've done in the past is enhanced decision-making. Sometimes we as empaths go back and forth and we can't make a decision or trust ourselves. And that's huge. If we cannot find trust in anyone else, we need to find that trust within ourselves, that we're making the right decisions for ourselves. And it's okay the times that you are not right, but you're not wrong, right? So I want to show you that. What you're also going to walk away is better problem solving, strengthening your empathy, trusting life's journey, enhancing your introspection, recognizing signs and synchronicities, expanding your spiritual growth, feeling a sense of empowerment and independence, which a lot of times empaths do have a tendency to become codependent. So how can we take back our power? Let me show you that. And aligning with your authentic self. We have to stay in alignment with that true self, that higher self, reducing the stress and anxiety, which so many of you are feeling, and really accelerating your abundant health, healing your body, healing others. If you want to do that, take the stuff I teach you and go ahead and help others. I've had many clients do that. Some yoga teachers, they'll use it in their yoga practice and they'll tell me all kinds of stories. And, you know, manifesting quicker, right? Who doesn't want to manifest quicker? I don't know anybody that doesn't. So let me help you do that. And all you have to do is click the button. And there are payment options. There's 2 payment options. It's $333. You can do 2 payment options or 3 payment options. So that is available to you right now. And I invite all of you to take advantage of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And this, like I said before, there's so much here available for us in these 3 days, plus the bonuses. But it is about change. It is about transformation. It is about connecting to who we truly are. It is about us creating the life that we desire with more ease and joy. And just the expression of joy, that feeling the joy on a day-to-day basis, that is going to help to change your perception of reality, of what your reality truly is. So I definitely would recommend Dipal's workshop or this immersion, because you're going to learn tools to help yourself, right? So it's not just about Dipal talking, it's going to be practical tools and learning technique that you can start to use for yourself or for clients, like Dipal said. So definitely take advantage of it. And Cindy says, I have attended many workshops and have had personal sessions with Dipal. She's truly gifted in her energy work and very compassionate. Yes, absolutely, for sure. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Good. So I said we would come back and take one or two more quick questions. So I know Layla still has her hand raised. And of course, if anybody has any questions about Dipal's program, please do feel free to email me or email Dipal, of course, and just go ahead and ask whatever you need to know, okay? Layla, you there? There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I ask you about my teeth turning brown?
Sure. What's going on?
Well, it's
Go ahead.
especially the front center right, which I think is, masculine, and especially on the top. So the front center right one in particular is the darkest, but also that whole side on the upper from the base are turning brown. And in general, all of them are turning brown.
And let me just ask you, you've been to the dentist, have they identified anything?
I haven't asked a dentist.
I'm just curious. So what I'm seeing is you're not the minerals. There's a mineral loss. Okay. And your teeth, there's so much energy that the mouth holds, right? Do you have digestive issues as well? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So your mouth is not breaking down the food properly. And there's certain foods, I don't know if you have allergies to certain foods or you can't eat certain foods, anything like that?
I've been told for 30 plus years not to eat wheat.
Okay, because that's what I was getting.
Okay.
Gluten, okay, so that's what I'm getting. And also dairy I'm getting. Do you have any dairy that you're
Very rarely.
okay? So try to kind of stay away from that. But what we're gonna do is, because we don't have that much time, do you mind if I just do some energy work within your mouth? And
I
then
love it.
when you come to the immersion, you're gonna discover more. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? That's why I want you guys to really take the time, because here we only get to do these mini processes and I don't get enough time with you. But 6 hours, trust me, those teeth might turn white. Or you'll
I'll-
something that's
Yeah.
going to, really helpful for you to really work with your teeth, right? So all the things, okay, so I'm getting throat, I'm opening up 2 throat chakras, okay, because there's energy stuck in the throat. It's almost like the food goes in, gets stuck here, and it's like sometimes you have a hard time swallowing and your stomach's not breaking things down properly, okay? So it's not recognizing the food, but then there's also some emotion stuck there. There's a lot of anger and frustration, and there's a sense of overwhelm. I'm not sure what it's coming from, but also when you were about 7 to 10 years old, I don't know if there was a trauma that you experienced that was that stuck there, that left you speechless. It's
My dad. Yeah. I discovered, like, my dad was out of the house and I just discovered naked pictures of him with another lady in their bedroom. And I couldn't tell anybody because I wasn't supposed to be privy to that information.
So if you've never, sometimes what happens is that we never we never end up sharing what we saw or heard or felt, right? Or we don't feel like it's our place. And so we hold back. So what's happening is that all that energy is kind of corroding the teeth, right? It's taking an impact on the enamel of your teeth. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to do some healing within your mouth. Okay. And let me know if you feel this ball of energy and what color it is.
Well, I feel like dark gray and black in my chest.
Yeah.
And then like a big like balloon in my belly.
Yeah, I could feel that. And it's actually in the solar plexus. It's taking up a lot of room where it's not allowing you to digest what you saw. So it's all coming up. Okay. And so I'm just going to clear through the mouth, even though you're feeling things in the stomach, I'm clearing through the mouth and let me know how that feels. If that balloon starts to deflate or what happens. Okay.
Yeah, it's already feeling lighter.
Oh, good. Aki ami ari kiti ishi atukunu urukutu ushu ani akiriki uznukia nakasha ashakata. The angels want you to give them whatever you saw, whatever you felt, whatever you were never able to discuss, all the stories all the things that you saw through your eyes, it's kind of like coming into your mouth. What you saw in your eyes, what you felt in your stomach, it's all coming out of your mouth. So just open your mouth for a second and let me pull that energy out. And I want you to go.
Ugh.
You taste that?
Yeah, I hear the word disgust.
Yes.
Ugh.
But this has nothing to do with you. That's something that they wanted me to tell you. Feel that in your heart, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
It was his karma, not yours, even though you took it upon yourself.
I thought he was my safe haven in the family, and then that happened, and I felt like I lost everything.
You lost your safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just work with the first chakra. And I know a lot of you are feeling this energy. I'm just going to work with everybody in that first chakra. Just feel that energy, guys.
Funny, I feel like I'm crying in my throat.
Yeah. There's like tears rolling down in your throat. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. And now heat. I can feel the heat coming.
Perfect. Let's recalibrate all this energy for this time, this moment, recalibrating your teeth, recalibrating the enzymes, the salivary glands, remineralizing your teeth, and knowing that they're safe. You are safe. And you are strong. And this wasn't your karma. And so you give it back. Right? And so it is.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
I've never done any healing on this, and I've been holding it for 50 years.
Oh, honey. I hope you'll join me in the 3-day immersion. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to meet you and see you.
Thank you.
I love how bright your eyes are looking right now, though.
Thank you so much.
You're
And thank
so
you for the beginning, what you said at the beginning of the process you did, how you see us. That really touched me. Thank you. Thank you, Alara.
Thank you, Layla. That was awesome. I have to say, I was not expecting that at all. And I just thought that was brilliant what you just did, people. So I just have to say that was that was great. So I mean, I know people are so talented and gifted, right? But when you see something on a call when there's not really a lot of time to do anything on a call, but you're still able to do something, and it was just amazing. It's like, so can you imagine what you can do in that workshop or in a personal session or just whatever? Like there's so much that is possible, and that was just a little taste. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Layla, for bringing that forward. I'm still like, wow, that was great. And I'm like, why can't I do that? Like that's something
you can. So I love that you're bringing that up, that why can't I do that? Right. So that's what you can do. And I tell my clients all the time, you just did a wonderful job. You opened up to receiving, you did the healing because you accepted it. You allowed yourself to be present with me. You allowed me to hold the light, the space, but you also did majority. Like you do 90% of the healing. It's not me, right? So it's all you. And think of how much more you can do in all aspects of your life, right? That's what I want to show you. I want to prove it to you. And I don't think a lot of healers come out and say that. I just in my journey where I want to show you that you are the healer. You have these abilities and you could do what I do. And it's just that I'm going to show you how to get out of your own way. Just like I do mine every day. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I'm getting where I need to be, right? You will too. And you're going to be like, wow, I did it. And you're going to be so proud of yourself. So
awesome.
You're doing it.
Thank you. All right. So we have Sarah and we have Rachel who still have their hands raised.
Hello.
And I know Sarah had not a great time this weekend.
Well,
Sarah,
I
go
did
ahead.
with Yom Kippur. We were fasting and praying and singing, and a lot of people were dancing except me. But I brought my drum and I had fun. I have just had an extreme setback. And hi, Dipal.
Hi, honey.
I'm in so much pain that I don't want to walk again at all. But it happened. I was going down the stairs and I decided to try and use both feet because I was in good shape. And I got to the bottom and I went, whoops, I irritated something. And then I was going to physical therapy the next day, and I'm not good about the physical therapy stuff. I like to go to the jacuzzi and lift my legs or, whatever my body's telling me to do. I'm a good listener to my body. And the therapist, who's very nice, said, well, you have to do the exercises I'm giving you in addition to whatever else you're doing. And then I did a bar mitzvah on Saturday, and it turned out my guitarist is a physical therapist. And he said, no, do what your body wants. Anyway, it was marvelous leading a whole bar mitzvah ceremony for 2 hours, which I used to do with ease, and I was totally wiped, but I did it. So I'm wondering, should I be doing the physical therapy exercises I'm giving, or just tell them to release me from the program? Because this is the second time this has happened.
Because of your own beliefs getting in the way, or an experience that you had with physical therapy that wasn't really sustainable for your body at the time that you had it previously, it's like getting in the way of you continuing it. Does that make sense?
It does, but I've never had physical therapy in my life.
It is so weird, Sarah, because I'm getting that you did. And it might be something that, so when you first came on, I got this hit with your body. When you said, I don't even want to walk, it was as if there's a huge disconnect, like as if from another lifetime that your body literally disconnected in half from multiple traumas. Okay. And I see you going through some kind of therapy. That's why I thought that you have been through it before. But it's like you're going back, you're being triggered by it. That's why you don't know whether or not you should even continue, right? Because it didn't help back then, and there was no hope back then in that other lifetime. And so now the fact that you're resisting, your body's resisting. It's not you that's resisting it, it's your body. Okay, so do you mind if I work on the multisensory channels and start opening up a few things, and then you might get some clarity as whether or not you should continue?
That's such a funny question. Do I mind? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, please.
I always ask.
I always do too.
All right, so let's see. Ooh. All right, so I'm going to work on your waist because it's your waist, that energy, that thickness is right around your waist, like on your hips. I don't know if you feel tightness there, you know?
Pain. Well,
Yeah.
in my hips, a lot of pain.
Yeah. So, but it's like, it's almost like you've created a wall. And it's like you're trying to protect yourself from something. From the sense of security. You're so afraid of being safe and secure in your life. It's really interesting. It goes very deep.
This is the 7th time I've nearly died.
You've never had that before in any lifetime. You've always been fighting for that. Okay. So let's stop the fight. Let's stop the war. All right. So I'm just going to clear this and let me know if you feel this band just opening up and releasing. Okay. We just want to shatter it. And anyone else who feels like they're holding onto a band around their hips, just notice, how thick is it? How thin is it? How weak is it? How strong is it? How insecure do you really feel? How unsafe do you feel? And I want you to say to yourself, I let you go. I am free.
I am free.
I am connecting to my entire body. Top, bottom is completely connected.
I feel some steel rods going through from bottom to top.
Yeah. Ooh, feel that expansion. It's almost like I'm pulling the energies between the two parts of the body, pulling them through and integrating them, allowing all the nerves to connect and communicate and say, hey, I'm awake. I'm alive. And I want you to say that right now. I'm awake.
I am awake.
And all the suffering as an enlightened being that you took on from other lifetimes, let's clear that. Because it's in this lifetime now. And as empaths, yeah, I have seen this happen multiple times where you take on the contract that, okay, I will continue this. And so let's just clear that contract on tracks. I'm not letting any one of them go. And we just transmuted all of them. How are you feeling, my dear?
I've got an energy thing. I've been having it in the shoulder for a couple of days, but now I've got this energy thing going on from head to toe. Just kind of,
Like it's a good thing.
yeah, like a buzzing thing.
Good.
This
Good.
wasn't
Let it buzz.
feeling like pain, it was just feeling like energy.
Yeah. That's your guides, actually. There's one of your guides getting there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. I'm so glad they've been right there with me.
Yes. So it's pretty good. Let this energy work. It's going to work for another 5-10 minutes. Okay. And notice how your hips start to feel. Just wiggle them a little bit. See if you want to walk. Okay. Later on. And then just notice how that feels. All right.
Thank you. Laura, thank you so much for giving me this time to receive this healing.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, because I know you had written somewhere and I didn't get a chance to comment on it, but I was sending you healing anyways for what was going on.
Thank you.
I can't
And always to you.
Yeah, thank you. I can't always respond to everything, but I try. Energetically, it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Rachel, hi, Rachel. This is the last question. Hi, Rachel. Because I need to go eat something. I haven't eaten anything today. Don't ask me why. Rachel, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome. Good. And what's your question for Dipal?
Well, mine feels fairly mechanical compared to some of the other ones, but I've had radiation this year and the left pec is shrinking. And I wondered if Dipal could help open that back up and maybe stop the tightening or the shrinking.
Hi, Rachel. It's so good
Hi.
to see you and see
Good to
your
see
beautiful, vibrant face. We've connected on many occasions.
Yes, you've been amazing every time.
I love it. So yeah, so I'm glad you're seeing this. I'm gonna go ahead and do a healing because we've been talking about your progress and everything that's been going on. So I'm going to send you healing at this time and open up what feels to be so tight, right? What feels so tight. So I want you to really just focus on the area that feels very tight. And I want you to tell me what color you see.
Some of it's a little gray, some of it's kind of the color of old blood.
Yep, exactly. So it's making like this brown, orangey mix of colors, right? So there's some inflammation here, but there's also some emotional aspect. And when I look at what emotional aspects are sitting there are 34,000 different emotions that humans can feel.
Okay. I was going to say all in this.
Yeah, yes. But I'm not saying there are 34,000 emotions that are coming through right now. What I'm seeing is that there's 50 of them. So let's process 50 of them, okay, that are not feeling so great. And I'm just going to clear that out. Ooh, now I'm yawning. So there's definitely some stuff there. And there's some stuff in the third chakra, your own power. You still don't feel 100% of that, right? So let's just bring back that light and open up the solar plexus so you can actually feel that. And I want to show you your own power, okay? So feel it through this frequency that's coming through. And any uneasiness, overwhelm, fear, that's what's causing the tightness and a little bit of anxiety.
They said the radiation would tighten the tissue.
Yeah. So, but there's also those emotions, okay? Feeling that it's tightening it, but it's also creating this discomfort, right? So feel that opening up because I'm working through the tissues now. And notice if you feel that opening up. Did they say you could do some exercises to reduce the tightening?
Yes, and I'm doing those as well.
Okay, perfect. All right, good. So keep doing those. They're going to help you. But when we work together, remind me to show you other things that you can do as well, okay?
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to put a beautiful copper, silver, and golden pranic frequency right around the pecs and let this energy work for the next 5 to 10 minutes, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my love.
Thank you, Alara.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Wow. It's like you're so quick. it's like you could just like see what's exactly happening, and then you can just move that energy so quickly, and it's like all the information's right there.
You know, when you're present and you're just in tune with the other person, their body speaks so loud. And that's what I love teaching others is listen to your own body, because I never did that before, right? I never listened because I didn't think I could.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know what it's saying, but maybe you could. And so I depended on other people to tell me. And then when I learned it on my own, I'm like, okay, now I don't need other people to always tell me, right? Yes, of course, I go for help sometimes, but I pick and choose, because if I can resolve it and if I could intuitively tap into it, why would I need to waste that energy and time and then get myself in a frenzy, right? So yeah, I love it.
Awesome, thank you. And so any last words of wisdom before we go? I know we've gone a little bit over
I
than
know.
what we wanted to, but any last words of wisdom for us, and for those of us who may be considering joining the program, anything else that we need to know?
Yeah, I definitely want you to come and play with me, right? Even no matter what you're planning to do with your health, if you're tired of going in circles, you know, I want to invite you to this immersion because it's going to be fun, it's going to be playful, and I want to make it to where you're going to feel like you can walk out more confident than you ever have, and really create this relationship with your body that you never had before, because your intuition, it acts as a guiding compass, right? And if you're not utilizing that compass, it's going to take you in many different directions in your life. But I want to help you navigate that inner landscape, and so that you can make informed decisions about your health. And, you know, I really do hope you'll come and join me. I'm very excited about it. And like I said, there is a 2 and a 3 pay option, and those bonuses are available for the next 72 hours if you decide to make that decision. So I want to thank all of you for being here and coming and joining us, because it's definitely been a beautiful journey and a beautiful time with you, Alara. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're amazing. And I appreciate everything you do.
Oh, thank you. And Cindy says, thank you for today's call. This has been truly amazing. This sounds like a great immersion course. Very interested. Awesome, Cindy. Great. And yeah, and thank you everybody for all your questions, comments, and feedback in the chat as well. I think we might have missed some questions, but I think we got most of them. So thank you so much for being here with us. And you know, that wonderful little short practice, the process that Dipal did. Oh my goodness, please go back and do that again, right? So it's on the recording. It'll be, you know, which will be out shortly. Go back and do that again. And then go back and take a look at the offer that Dipal has, the immersion program, and see there's so much information on that page for you to check out, you know, that how beneficial it can be for you. And what I like for myself when I was looking at it was like, you're going to learn something in the immersion that you can start to use right away for yourself, to start healing, start using your intuition, getting more clarity, you know, being able to make better decisions, right? And most of all, it's about experiencing and perceiving that joy again in your life, right? The more joy that we have, the more that we can actually, you know, thrive in this reality, right? Thrive in this world. Because a lot of times we did not feel that joy growing up, right? We just don't know even what that feels like, right? So we've been missing out. And that is one of the key ingredients, key qualities, key energies that we need right now to raise our vibration and keep it raised and sustain at a higher level. And the more that we can raise our vibration frequency, the more that we can truly create our lives. So I think this program is going to be awesome. It's in October, so it's like, oh, I'll be in Canada then. So it's like, oh, so it might work out. So we'll see how that goes. No promises, but it's like it's something that I think I would really be interested in myself as well, because there's some wonderful tools, techniques, processes, meditations, visualizations, and wisdom that we're going to get from people during that program.
And
Yeah.
Laura, you know, you've really got your own magic. When somebody shows you something else, like it's a candy store, and it's like, oh, I want that too. I totally do that. And I think it's so
Yeah.
wonderful that Dipal, we can take your class and we can enhance our gifts and we can do more. But Dipal, I mean, pardon me, Laura, don't ever discount your own magic.
Oh,
It's-
I know. I knew you were gonna. I knew somebody was gonna say something about that. I
You
knew it. I
were.
just knew it. Thank you, Sarah. No, I know. I'm also very good at what I do, but the physical part for me has always been, I wish I was better at it. So just, having that better connection with the body for myself personally has
And I
been
bless
always
you
an
that
interest.
Dipal's course totally opens that up for you, and it's a miracle, and that it just helps to heal the whole world, both of you. Thank you.
Exactly. And that's what it's about, right? How can we heal ourselves and our communities, our families, and the world, right? So we are all here being of service. And so, yes, absolutely, Sarah. Thank you. And thank you, Dipal. This, like I said, I I was so impressed by you in this call today. I mean, I always am, but it's like, it just seems like every time you come on, it's like, oh, she can do that. Oh my God, that's amazing. And look what she just did. It's like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I just want to honor you, and say, oh my God, you're truly gifted. And I know you give a lot. So thank you for sharing your wisdom, your teachings, your experiences, your energies, yourself with all of us. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Yes, Sarah. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while, but anyway, we'll talk later. But yes, so thank you so much, everyone. We do not have a show tomorrow. It's been postponed to some other time, so stay tuned. But we will see you on Thursday, right? So until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now. That's true, Sarah. I know.